Hi folks, this is Tristan from NoiseGate here, looking at a really interesting new Max for Live instrument called OctoCell. It's a super powerful additive synthesizer and it reminds me a little bit of Korg's recent Op6 synth, as far as its depth and complexity, but obviously in more of an additive direction, although it does have quite a bit of FM built in there as well. As you can hear, it's very expressive and there's a lot here catering to MPE controllers. I've got a Push 2 which does polyphonic aftertouch, but if you've got an MPE capable controller you can go even further. So let's listen to a few more sounds. This one's a bit more of a traditional additive style patch. Nice. And you can also take it in more of a subtractive direction. Nice. And there are some cool rhythmic kind of patches. Here's one here with a bit of sequencing going on. Nice. So it's certainly very expressive. It's also very unique sounding. I guess that comes down to just how powerful and deep the synth is. So the front panel is deceptively simple. I'm just going to load up a default kind of template preset, which sounds like a simple sine wave. And on the left, we've got our 8 different partials, which are all currently set to sine wave. And most of these front panel controls are all global controls, so they're all going to affect all of the partials simultaneously. If you do want to tweak the individual partial parameters though, you can open up the edit window. And as you can see around the outside, most of the parameters are broken down into 8 individual levels. So you do have individual parameters per partial, so really powerful. Okay, going back to this default template preset. Like I say, it does sound like a simple sine wave, but there's a little more going on there. You can hear there's a bit of a click. That's because when a partial is set to a sine wave, it has an associated modulator wave. So that's how you do the FM side of things. So across the top, we've got our carrier envelopes. It's going to add a bit of release. Then across the bottom, we've got our modulator envelopes. Okay, sound a bit more FM like that. Then we can add a few more partials with this partial slider here. As you can hear, they're all tuned to the harmonic series by default, but you can scale them up and down with this oscillator harmonicity knob. Okay, and you can do the same thing with the modulator tuning. So you can just choose a starting ratio here. And then, just like with the oscillators, you can scale their tuning up and down with the FM harmonicity. And you can adjust the overall FM amplitude with this knob here. So that's a really quick way to be able to control the global levels of all these carriers and modulators at one time. And then here on the right, we can add a bit of instability with these random controls. So let's add a bit of random tuning fluctuation. You can hear it really comes to life just with a bit of randomness added in there. So you can go quite a long way just from these simple front panel controls. But let's open up the complex editor and have a look. As I mentioned across the top, we have individual envelopes for all the partials individually, including this interesting delay control, which will offset the articulation of all the partials. It adds a cool sort of strumming sound. Okay, when you do it subtly, it adds a nice sort of acoustic sound, like the sympathetic strings on a resonator or a sitar. Alright, if you slow down the overall attack, it sounds a bit more like a pad. Nice kind of droning sound going on. Well, let's play around with that tuning a little bit. We could try throwing a few different waveforms in there. And if you really want to, you can dive in and choose the tuning of all the individual partials here. And we even have a global filter here. If it does go horribly wrong, you can always click the clear button and reset all their tunings. Okay, thanks for watching. This has been a quick first look at OctoCell, a brand new Max for Live instrument. Please leave any questions or comments down below and stay tuned for more videos coming soon.